Hi everyone! I hope you guys like these types of vlogs. I know it's like really informal, but this is just like the moment that I can actually get right now so that I can speak to you guys about my gallbladder surgery experience. Okay, so if you haven't seen my gallbladder vlogs or like my post gallbladder surgery recovery, go ahead and check it out. I'll have it linked somewhere hopefully for you guys. But for now, if you don't know me, my name is Melissa and I've been on YouTube for a while, and I recently had my gallbladder removed because I had terrible gallbladder attacks. I didn't know what they were. I didn't know that was a thing. I just knew that something was not right, so I had to get it checked out by my doctor. December 21st is when I got my gallbladder surgery. That week prior, they gave me a letter saying that here's what to do the night before surgery. So at 12 a.m. the night before surgery is when you're supposed to stop, cut off your eating altogether. No drinking unless it's water if you have to, but that was the cutoff time, was 12 a.m. the morning of surgery. My surgery was scheduled for 7 a.m. so I left the house and we got there at around 6:30, 6:45 ish. We got there super early, and then they checked us in. Only one person was allowed to go inside the actual room with me, so that because of COVID and all that stuff, nobody's allowed to, like now big groups are allowed to go inside. So my husband went inside with me, and that is when they actually had me change my clothes, and then they had me in that specific little room to myself. And funny because like right across, like down the hall, was where the surgery room was, so I wasn't that far, and I was really excited. Like I was very calm. I was feeling very relaxed. My husband was nervous. My mom was nervous. She was calling and texting all the time. My dad he looked kind of nervous. But I was very calm. I feel like if you go into the mindset of having like a nice, relaxing, calm vibe, you're gonna have a good recovery for the most part. Not saying that that's the case, but I felt like in my case that's what worked for me. Like 7:30, they come over to me and they say, "Hey Melissa, sorry to tell you that we tried to reach you the night before to let you know that the surgery was scheduled for 9 a.m." And I was like, really? Because I didn't get a phone call, but that's fine because I'm here now. It's not like I'm going anywhere, so I might as well just wait. So I was starving at this point. I was so freaking hungry, but you can't eat. Change my clothes into the gown that they gave me and the little socks that they gave me, which were super comfortable. Horrible looking, but still comfortable nonetheless. That is when they actually inserted the plastic IV tube that goes into your arm and stays there. That went into my right arm, and they did all the checks of like my blood pressure, my everything. They just checked everything, my temperature and everything like that. They put the tape around the little plastic tube that stays in the arm. And then I'm trying to remember as I'm doing this. After that, they just said, okay, so do you want any warm blankets? They gave me warm blankets. I was super comfortable and super toasty. Like right there, I was just laying down. My husband was next to me. My mom was calling. It was a nice, relaxing experience. Around 8:45-ish is when they actually came into the room. A whole bunch of people were checking to see if I had this done, if I had the IV tube put in. The thing that stays in the arm. It's not a needle. It's like plastic needle, I guess, that stays in the arm so that they could administer all the drugs through there. They checked to see if I was spoken to about like a block. I guess you could call it like a block. It's kind of like a dental block, but for your surgery area. I don't know what they call it, but it's like a block. And basically is where they kind of like paralyze the area after you've had surgery so that you don't feel so much of the pain. And I don't know exactly where they put it because I was asleep for the most part. So a different doctor came in and said, do you want to have this block done? Here are the risks of having this block done, and they made me sign off on it. the block may cause like some type of paralyzation in your legs or something like that. I don't remember exactly the details, but they do tell you all of that. And then I was okay with it. I was like, yes, I definitely don't want to feel anything afterwards. So how is the block administered? They said, well, usually we give it to the person right after they come out of surgery, and they're still a little bit under the anesthesia. But if you happen to wake up before then, we'll give it to you then, and you might feel a little bit of pain. But then you won't feel any more pain because of that block. So I was like, okay, well, if you can administer it to me while I'm asleep, I'd greatly appreciate it, because I don't want to feel a damn thing. So they did, but now we're going into the surgery. They actually rolled me over to the surgery room. The surgery room itself was so cozy. Like, it was like, I don't remember seeing much of the room. It was very small. It wasn't like a huge room. It was like a small living room full of a whole bunch of tools and gadgets that I don't remember seeing. I just remember seeing the steel bed. And they actually locked my bed up against the steel bed so that I can actually move myself over to the steel bed, which I did. At that point is when they actually told me to stay completely still so that they can actually strap me onto the steel bed, because they didn't want me to like roll over or anything and get hurt. So they did. At that point, they actually put Elvis Presley Fool's Rush in music. It was already playing by the time I was going into the room. It was so beautiful. I love that song. And it was super relaxing. It just added to my relaxation, And then all the nurses and doctors and everybody that was there was very comforting to me. They're like, everything's going to be fine. You're good. Right after they strapped me in, I lied down, and then they put this plastic little oxygen mask over my face. I don't remember much of that mask. And then the anesthesiologist, which I had met prior, she told me all about how everything was gonna work. She just said, I made you a nice little cocktail of anesthesia, and you're gonna feel so good, and you're not gonna feel a thing. And then right after she said that, and they put that mask on my face, she injected the anesthesia in through my IV, where the plastic IV thing is, the plastic needle in my arm. She just put it in through there, and I just remember them putting that plastic oxygen mask over my face, and I knocked out. I fell asleep. I don't remember counting or anything or talking to anyone. I don't remember anything past that. I just remember slowly, like very groggily waking up from my sleep. And I remember hearing a nurse very, very loudly saying, Melissa, wake up. Come on, Melissa, you gotta wake up. We have to see you breathing. You have to breathe, Melissa. And I was like, huh? I was like really out of it. I just remember my husband like tapping my leg, I guess you could say. It wasn't my arm or anything. It was like my leg. It was like rubbing my leg to try to get up, to get me up. And then the nurse just kept on saying, come on, Melissa, you're almost there. The sooner you wake up and move around, the better it is, so you could go home. And I just remember, like, she wants me to do what now? Like, so I slowly started to wake up, and then I started to, I think as soon as I woke up, I vomited. Sorry, TMI. But the anesthesia will do that. Like, it'll make you feel a little bit, like, nauseous right after. It may not. It depends on the person and how they take the anesthesia. But for me, as soon as like I make a move, like to get up or anything like that, to walk around, that was the thing with me. I would get really nauseous and have to barf. So as soon as I like opened my eyes, she's like, okay, Melissa, you're awake now. You need to breathe. You need to breathe deeper. And let me tell you, when they tell you to breathe, it's hard to breathe, because your abdomen is so sore and tender that if you try to breathe like you normally do, or take like a deep breath so you can show her, okay, I can breathe, it hurts so much. You can't take anything but like shallow breaths. For me, it was like really like that, like that. I could not breathe normal, like I could not do that at all. Like it was so hard. My husband was like, you gotta breathe so we could go home. So the longer I waited, I tried to, every time I took a breath, to take more of a breath, and it was just so difficult. It took me about, I don't even know, like half an hour, 45 minutes to try to breathe deeper, and that was like the hardest part for me. My nurse was even saying like, you're doing great, but you have to breathe deeper. Once we see that you're breathing deeper, then we can get you ready to go home. She kept on like rubbing my head. She was like a mom, I guess. She has like that mom demeanor, you know. She's like, come on, Melissa, you're doing great. And then she gave me apple juice at some point. I don't remember drinking apple juice. I remember tasting it, but I don't remember ever drinking it. It was like the best tasting apple juice of life, and I don't like apple juice. So my husband also said that they gave me crackers. I did not know I had a cracker. Apparently, I did not know. It must have been when I was just about out of my sleep, but not completely out of my sleep. Once they saw that I was breathing on my own, after 45 minutes of trying, and I was breathing deeper and deeper, not normal, but deeper than before, is when they prepped me. They took the plastics needle out of my arm. They bandaged that up. What else did she do? She helped me put on my clothes, because you know, you don't have your clothes on, you have that gown on. So she asked me like, do you want to put your underwear on? Because my underwear, they're high-waisted. So I was like, no, I don't think so. So I just put on my sweats and my shirt, no bra. I didn't go in with a bra. And she helped me put on my coat with my husband. All of them, her and my husband, were like a team, and they were helping me into this wheelchair. Once they put me in the wheelchair, they wheeled me into the elevator, wheeled me downstairs, and got me into my dad's car, and that was it. Like I don't even remember wearing my coat. I just remember holding it over myself, because I could not maneuver my body around like that. So that was my experience when it comes to like in the hospital right after surgery, and what I experienced with anesthesia. My first time receiving anesthesia like that. I've never had surgery before, so this being my first experience has been top notch. I hope you like this video. I hope it's helpful for you. I hope that it answer some of your questions regarding anesthesia and the surgery process and the prep for surgery. If you have any other questions regarding gallbladder surgery, or how I'm healing now, how I'm feeling, my symptoms, or anything like that, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I want to thank you all for joining me on this journey, and also like leaving your comments and your support in the comments box. I do appreciate it. I see your views. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye.